Sam Spooner in the studio with me with a very bloody leg. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Stiff as always, but...
You always say, yeah, not too bad. Notice that. So, big day in hockey today. And, all your predictions were pretty much terribly incorrect.
Well, I got the winners right. Maybe the nature of the win
build-up.
was not quite as convincing as I thought it was going to be.
Okay, well, let's start in the Men's Cup. So, Vikings A 1, Valkyrs A 2.
Yeah, Vikings A went 1-0 ahead and were good for it as well, to be fair. Valkyrs A were winning short corners and winning quite a few, but unusually for Valkyrs, they just couldn't get one right. Their push-outs were poor, their setups were poor, and they weren't really executing as well as they normally do, so they weren't a threat from short corners at that point. The turning point came when Chris Bass got a second bookable offence and was sent off. So that put Valkyrs A down to 10 men, and that just seemed to sort of revitalise them and almost put Vikings back in a box a little bit. And with a man down, you'd think Vikings A should be in the ascendancy. They certainly were not. Jamie Brown dragged that Valkyrs A side, which I must say, some 3 or 4 under-16s players in that side today. Kieran Ledridge, Luca Pilato, James Leeson, Harry Caelan for Valkyrs A. And you looked at the squads and you think Vikings A is stronger, but they still just cannot get over the line against Valkyrs A. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's some sort of mental block. But well done, Valkyrs A. League and Cup double again. Andrew Whiting got on the score sheet for Valkyrs A, and the very young Harry Caelan is on the score sheet as well. And keep an eye out for those under-16s names because they are the futures of Manx hockey.
Mm-hmm. And then let's go to the Women's Cup next. So Vikings A 7, Valkyrs A 2.
Yeah, and to be fair, Valkyrs A opened the score and a really well-taken goal from Martha Broderick. And I'll be honest, they seemed to look pretty comfortable in the first sort of 5 minutes. And then that goal sort of pushed Vikings into life a little bit.
I always feel that with Zoe and Kim Carney, like as soon as there's a goal against them, it's like they just roll up their sleeves and they're like, okay, we're not having this. And then absolutely obliterate, come back fighting. That's
exactly what happened. And Zoe Crow, dive and finish at the other end. Brilliant finish. Brave as well, because the keeper's bearing down on her. Put it in the back of the net to equalise. And then from there, Vikings never really relinquished much control. They went 3-1 up. Valkyrs A managed to get it to 3-2. And at that point, I thought, well, maybe there's a game to be had here. Valkyrs are doing incredibly well. They're doing pretty well defensively. A few little chances that they were letting in, but the Vikings are just so good. You don't stop them when they're in full flow. But from that point on, Vikings just stepped it up yet another gear, and they accelerated away to win 7-2. The second half, Valkyrs A had a couple of attacking opportunities, but nothing really. And at one point, somebody made the comment that every single one of the Valkyrs players was defending, and they were defending resolutely. They did not want to concede another goal, but I think that just put them under more pressure in the end. But yeah, so really well done from Valkyrs A. Vikings A champions, double league and cup double champions again.
Congratulations to Vikings A. And then the men's plate, which you described earlier as one of the best games you've seen, and you were obviously playing in this. And in the lead up, you said there's no pressure, we're just going to go in and have fun. And we said, sometimes under those circumstances, you can really pull a performance out of the bag. And clearly you did, because it was a draw 2-2 at final. On the final whistle, and then Valkyrs B just took it on penalty flicks 4-2.
Yeah, and I'm in a really weird situation where I kind of don't want to talk about my own team, but I've got to, because it was one of the best performances I've seen from that C team all season, and we've punched above our weight. Nobody expected us to even finish in the top half of the table, and we did that, and we beat one of the top 2. But against Valkyrs, we'd always seemed to capitulate in the last 5-10 minutes, and we've lost 4-0, I think 3 times this season to them in the league. So we went into this game without any expectation of our performance today, but I think every player ran the furthest they've ran. They put more effort in than they've put in all season. There was nothing left in any of us at the end of that game. Even Valkyrs, there's nothing left in them, because it really was a big physical end-to-end battle. And Valkyrs did go in the lead with through Chris Caldwell, and Lee Cowell managed to equalise to make it 1-1 at half-time. Chris Thomas then put Valkyrs in the lead, but Perry Watterson, he's been desperate for a goal all season. We've been coaching his positioning, coaching his runs, and he's been getting those runs perfectly right for the past 2 or 3 weeks, but it's not quite come off for him. But he's done it in a cup final to level a score and take it to penalties. He could not have picked a better time to score his first senior goal. So really well done to Perry Watterson. I can't even be disappointed that we lost. We never expected to be in that position. Valkyrs even said that that's the best game they've had all season. It was just everybody was knackered at the end of it. But Valkyrs won on flicks in the end 4-2. Really well done to Valkyrs B. League and Cup double for them as well.
What a way to finish the season. And then we have the women's plate, which was between Valkyrs B and Vikings B. And you predicted this to be the tightest game of the day. So did it disappoint? You have the results there with you?
I do. I literally just got the result now. Unfortunately, there was a few delays with penalty flicks in the men's plate and an injury to Lucy Quine in the women's cup. I hear she is all right. Maybe a few stitches and stuff. She's up at A&E at the minute, so get well soon, Lucy. But the women's plate literally just finished now. 3-0 Vikings B, running out winners. You forced me to make a prediction last night,
did.
And I was horribly wrong.
Yeah.
I predicted
Valkyrs
B. I was predicting Valkyrs B to maybe just edge it, but Vikings B stepped it up into another gear today. And from what I understand, once Vikings B at 3-0, Valkyrs didn't really look like coming back into it at any point. So really well done to Vikings B. Another League and Cup double.
I feel like any time you vote against a team, they end up winning. So maybe people should thank you, really,
or pay me to vote against them.
Or that. Do you happen to have the under-16s results?
I've got two. Yes, I have the Ramsey Rogues and Rascals 5, Valkyrs 7. The Ramsey goal scorers were Toby Mellon with 2 and Alexander Shimmin with 3. I also have the Vikings versus Castletown. Full time was 7-3 to Vikings, with Alex Andrew, Charlie Callow Moore with 1 each, Rebecca Kelly with 2, Josh Dougal with 1, Cameron Room with 2 as well.